Hi everyone, it's Jerry. There was a brief game from the 2016 Isle of Man chess tournament, a round 9 game, final round game, that I'd like to share with you. This was played October 9th, 2016, and that is the game between Axel Bachmann of Paraguay, playing on the white end, a Grandmaster with a rating of 2645. His opponent, Praggnanandhaa of India, one of the most promising young chess talents the world has ever seen. His current age is 11 years and 2 months, and he has already built a resume that both sparkles and inspires, and I'd like to share some of that with you before we have a look at his most recent game. Praggnanandhaa was born August 10th, 2005. At the 2013 World Youth Chess Championship, he won the Under-8 boys title. At the 2015 World Youth Chess Championship, he won the Under-10 boys title. And in May of 2016, Praggnanandhaa became the youngest international master in history, doing so at the age of 10 years, 10 months, and 19 days. Just to give you some gauge, the current world chess champion, Magnus Carlsen, he became an international master at 13 years old. And looking forward some, the current record for youngest chess grandmaster, that title is held by Sergey Karjakin, who did so at 12 years, 7 months. At the time of this recording, Praggnanandhaa has not yet earned any Grandmaster norms. His rating is 2442, and he is the number 1 ranked chess player in the world under 12. So let's have a look at Praggnanandhaa's most recent game, certainly a player to keep a watchful eye on in the coming months, and I'm sure beyond. Bachmann in this game kicks off with d4, Praggnanandhaa replying with knight f6. White heads for a London system. g6, knight c3, d5, and with queen d2, White prepares to eliminate Black's most valuable kingside defender, namely the dark square bishop. That happens. Bishop g7, bishop h6, the dark square bishops are gone, and with queenside castles, the battle lines are drawn. The idea, attack one another's king. c5, White reinforces that central point. Knight c6, f3, preparing possibly g4 or e4. The computer suggests to capture, ensuring that the major pieces will have some file and will have some influence along the d file. After f3, Black makes a move that on the surface appears a bit counterintuitive. c4. Why do I say this? Well, typically we should be in favor of an open file towards the enemy king. Black does not get this, but does make sure that these pieces aren't brought to life along the d file, and has prepared a launch of the b pawn, which will strike at lightning speed. e4, b5 on board, preparing b4 with tempo, and c3, which will blast open, which will fork the queen and pawn, even if it costs a pawn. If that b pawn can flinch, that b pawn moves, holes are created, and entry points, avenues to attack the white king are present, will be present. There is no need to support this last move, move 10 by Black, with a6 or rook to b8. If you want to take this pawn, this is providing Black an avenue to attack the white king. Well worth the investment of material. Material not nearly as important as open lines towards the enemy king in opposite sides castling situations. E takes d follows, knight b4. Knight takes b now, Knight takes A. King B1, the only move. And now, queen to D5, queen takes pawn. This knight is poison. On king takes knight, there would follow C3. That's a check, and there goes the queen. If knight C7, this would allow queen B7. It may be tempting to do this with the fork, but material, not nearly as important. Knight takes rook in this case, C3 would hit. This is disaster for white. Hitting the queen and threatening mate, the queen will fall. So we don't see knight C7 in the game. Instead it's knight A3. C3 is in there. The B pawn has flinched. A file is opened up. The white king is dead. Rook B8. King in the corner. Queen A5. What to do with the knight? King takes knight. Knight D5. The black pieces are swarming in. Holes everywhere for Team White. No defense. Knight E2. Stopping knight C3. After bishop E6, white already, after just these 18 moves, threw in the towel. The threat here, move the knight, give a check, and give mate. Just as an example, knight takes C3. That's double check, by the way. King has to go to the corner. Queen takes knight. Game over. What more to do? C4 allows knight B4. And now what? King here, we take the knight. And we'll be giving mate. Maybe there was even something faster. No, just mate in 2 from that point. Not too much more to try. On C4, knight B4, if king to B3, there's knight A2. King takes knight. Bishop takes C4. This knight is pinned. Can't take the bishop. King in the corner. Queen takes knight. There's simply no defense. And at this point, again, after bishop E6, white resigned. A very quick game, an 18 mover. A nice miniature by Praggnanandhaa. Again, a player to certainly keep a close eye on. This was his most recent game. And if you have any feedback, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. As usual, I hope you got something out of it. And to Praggnanandhaa, your achievements in chess are inspiring. Keep on going, and continued success.